Steve, why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
I had my mic muted. Sorry. Welcome to the trolls in the chat. Tony. Yeah, I see you, Tony. I know because there's immediately thumbs down, and you're like, how do I know you're a troll? When I confront you on it, you're like, I'm not that. I'm a genuine dude. Go look at this. Let's go. Look, they're all there. You know what I said? Irrelevant Amico trolls are everywhere. They're in the chat now. I don't have to prove it more than this. I'm not going to go to each of your channels. I will admit I'm obsessed with the Miko though, because the whole story surrounding it. But I'm hoping to have somewhat of a nuanced conversation here because my worlds have collided. The Quarter Pounder, Tommy Tallarico, and the Miko all in one video. Yes, this is a strange time for me. I knew it was going to happen, and some of you irrelevant Amico trolls are the ones keep tweeting this out to specific games journalists that he does follow them. I've seen you do it. So you're some of you, not Tony. I'm not saying Tony did this, but some of you have tweeted it out to games journalists. Say, look who he follows. I don't like the quartering. All right, I don't call him specifically that. What the Kotaku article said. I think he is a disgusting person, and I think he makes content that is very clickable to hateful people that could actually be what they call him. So that's where I do a little nuance, and this is where I say, don't give these assholes ammo when you call them that, because then they gaslight people to make people second guess what they are. He is a disgusting person. Now, I like Tommy Tallarico, and he mostly keeps his political views private, which I respect. That's what I want to see more of. That's what I ask of everyone. Get the politics out of the conversation. Now, I will give Tony one point here. On the pro Amico side, the worst response you could do, and I'm not naming names, maybe Tony would like it if I said names, but the worst thing you could do is say, oh, look at the bio of their Twitter because they have pronouns. That makes everything. That's political talk too. We don't need this on either side. That's why I titled it, Stop Everyone. When you talk like this is why it's not organic and it's going across the line. And this whole Kotaku mess, they have the right to make an article, but it was extremely personal. It is extremely personal. I've interviewed Doug TenNapel before. I think he's very talented. I can't stand the things he says. I'm not trying to cancel him. I know that his YouTube was taken down because he says some nonsense. I still think they should go ahead with Earthworm Jim. There's nothing to do with the Amico. When you go this personal, it causes a lot of problems and it needs to stop. There's lots of reasons you can criticize the Amico. I totally agree that. Don't make it this personal. All right. You have 3 thumbs down. Thank you. Amico Night. Mike Garcia. Let me see. Bradley's here. Bradley, help me out here. You got to watch the chat. Hammer of Doom. You're upvoting to fight the trolls. Thank you. Shiny's here. We're gonna react. The Getaway. I think he's a horrible person too. I'm not going to condemn people that follow him, especially since he does gaming content too. Tommy Tallarico follows me too. He follows people on Twitter that he exchanges with. Don't read it. Don't read too much into things. This is where cancel culture has gone too far. Can you agree with that, Tony? That has no bearing or relevancy and should not be part of the article. And I know the irrelevant Amico trolls have made it a big thing because I've seen people tweeting it out. And I know I'm not going to play softball either. I think Doug TenNaples very talented, but they've tried to do that connection too. And there is, yes, I think now it's proven that some of the criticism, not everyone, some of the criticism is extremely political and personal, and people just don't like people's politics. On top of where we're at with Amico talk right now. All right. Did you see what he said in the article about him being at an event and, you know, once they found that out about the quartering, why include that? Why include that, Tony? That is personal. You know? Amico community love. Josh Bowen. If you're going to take the channel in a more positive direction, acknowledging the Phantom Menace and trashing them as fun as it might seem, it's not the right direction to take. We'll talk about that later. This is because there's a video out and there's an article out. All right. Just George is here. Goldman is here. Okay, members have arrived. He's basic, not like extremely personal like that. You know, no, I don't believe so. He might if you call a hater an idiot, that's nothing. That's nothing. Okay. I don't judge you for that, Tony. I don't. I would actually be interested if you have proof of the quartering that are that word. I don't know what you're talking about. I know he says some nasty stuff, but I don't know. Just George. Okay, let's watch the video. See if I maybe potentially agree with quartering. I pre-watched some of it. I'll bring up the video now. Now, the title of the quarterings article is Kotaku slanders me in totally unrelated article about a television Amico. And I wasn't going to talk about this, but now, I mean, now that the quartering and Kotaku are going to talk about it's out there. It doesn't matter if I weigh in or not. I think it's an interesting conversation. So I will comment on it. All right. So no, there's of course, and I honestly think I don't know if there's any action that should be taken. I would say if now the quartering said he might pursue something, I would say if Tommy is considering it, I'm not suggesting he should, but if there is a route, don't say it publicly and talk to your lawyers, you know, because it was personal. There's a lot of personal stuff in here. I honestly think that just talk to your legal department and see what they should do. All right, let's get to the video.
Racism is evil.
Now, I will say this too. I at one time followed the Quartering on Twitter and subscribed to his channel. I don't anymore, but I do too. And if that's enough to make you guilty, that's saying something. That's crazy. I don't anymore though. Once I realized that he is not really fighting for against real cancel culture, and he's just another participant in another social justice weirdo. Not warrior. If a person's for real social justice and they're a warrior for it, I'd like to hear what they have to say. But just making battles and trying to actually cancel people himself and get people to lose their jobs, that's why I stopped following him. And I realized that he just makes his content to hate on people, even though I don't think he is actually what they said in the Kotaku article.
And those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
Here you go, Rhea. Oh, boy.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I think that it's fairly clear.
Well, there's multiple reasons he could have followed him. It could be because he's against cancel culture. Honestly, I believe that I don't know if I should say this. I believe the reason that he may have followed him to begin with is the Doug TenNapel angle, because I remember the Quartering covering when people were really trying to cancel Doug TenNapel. And just because you're friends with Doug TenNapel, you grew up and you made your careers together in the industry, doesn't mean you agree with everything he says. So that's potentially why I think. I don't think he really follows everything the Quartering does. I don't believe it. Even if he does, that's not enough. That's not enough to do anything on. But yeah. Hey, RJ. Hey, Ambassador. Yeah, he did. He did. Hey, Kira. Again, I don't like the things that Doug says either, but you have to be consistent if you're against cancel culture. Do I think Doug should be on YouTube if he's going conspiratorial and saying things like that? Not necessarily. It's not my platform though, but I still think he should be able to make his Earthworm Jim comics. And I think he's still talented, regardless of what I think of his personal opinions that I don't like. What can you do? There's lots of people I respect their talent I don't like. Amico Knight, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't promote scams. If they deliver the product, it's not a scam. You can ask for a refund. Stop it already.
I'm a relatively understanding man. I think, lost in kind of all the hilarity and over the top response to stuff. When the chips are down, I'm pretty understanding. But over the weekend, an editor at Kotaku decided to call me something not only hilariously untrue, but completely unprompted, a label that is so vile and so damaging that I can only assume they are attempting to damage my career, damage my ability to get sponsors, and they did it.
Now, he's being extremely hyperbolic here, and he always likes to point out that you could subscribe to him on Subscribestar. This is why he does this stuff. He always threatens lawsuits, and then he pockets the money he gets from the GoFundMe's. Not every time. I have to be careful because he likes to sue. I'm not saying every time, but no, I have to rephrase that. I believe it's a grift too, and more than likely Kotaku will just, Kotaku should probably correct this. Let me bring something else up here. I think I have some breaking news here too. Let me see. Oh, I'll have to hold on a second. I have to do something here. I have something else to share with you guys that you might find interesting. All right. Some more stuff about those Amico trolls and how everything's really organic and just critics not trying to get people to cover stuff. That's what it's going to be about. I'm going to show you the truth. All right. Let's get back to the quartering, and then I have something else to share with you.
Maliciously, there was an article over the weekend about the Intellivision
Oh, thanks, Rhea.
Amico. It's a retro remake console that you may or may not have heard about. What do I have to do with this? Absolutely nothing. But for some reason, Mega
Josh, what do you mean? I may actually, Josh, I love you, man. I don't understand what you mean. I'm not even necessarily disagreeing with the quartering on this video. This is against cancel culture. This is a different type of reaction. Can someone in the chat please explain to Josh that I am doing this because it's important, covering the Amico cancel culture and how we have to be consistent against cancel culture? You know, that's why I'm covering this one.
Galaxy brain Zach Zweisen decided to meander around and include a bizarre
Criticize people's words and actions and conduct. That's what I say. If they keep their politics private, I don't think it should enter the conversation. What? Let me see what you're talking about. Thank you, Tony. Now I feel awkward with the other thing I was going to cover, but I will cover that in a different video because I don't want to get that hot right now. Yeah. I agree, Ambassador. Well, I you know what? I won't go. I don't want to have Tony on again, but I have something to talk about, and he's going to want to say something about it. All right.
bizarre line calling me a white supremacist. Obviously, something that is hilariously untrue. Now, the reason that I care about this stuff is because when you Google my name, when sponsors look for me,
okay,
if you include my
Tony,
name, which is why they do this stuff,
me.
this kind of stuff comes up. It actively hurts my ability to earn money. This is a point I made quite clear to the last game journalist who decided to slander me and commit libelous statements about me, in which their boss called me on my cell phone, apologized, they removed the article, and printed a retraction, which is what you're supposed to do when one of your editors or writers says something that can get you sued. Now, Kotaku.com is on its last legs. We all know this. The endless layoffs, the mass exodus.
You might be potentially true. That might be right. That might be right. I think that they had the right to say, say what they said about the Amico, but then they did. I think it went personal. And RJ, it's about the Kotaku article about the Amico. Basically, they shared a personal thing that happened with the writer of the article, something that he was offended by with his wife when he met him. And then they shared that they basically said in the article that he follows white, you know what? and they made that connection in the article. So it does show a lot of bias there, and something that doesn't need to be injected in the conversation. It doesn't.
Of employees probably means that I think it's Patricia Hernandez, I think, as senior editor now, leaves her with quite a bit to look over. But this particular article is one that is likely, a statement about me is likely to get them sued if they don't remove it, retract it immediately. Now, I didn't say anything about this all weekend long. That's how reasonable and nice I am. Okay.
I don't know about
contacted
that.
the author, Zach Zwiazin, directly and asked him to remove this. He never replied. And so now I have to make a video about it. I sent Zach a DM, quite frankly, that was pretty specific. I wrote, in your latest piece on the Amico, you literally called me a terrible thing. Are you trying to get Kotaku sued? I misspelled that. Please correct this immediately.
Now, if someone feels that strongly, I actually agree with him contacting. If someone called if someone called me that, I would take it very seriously too. Honestly. So Robo Blue says Kotaku's bias is bad. They're very well known for what it feels. Yeah. Ambassador, basically it's an article about the Mika. It was a negative article and they went personal, and then they felt the need to include who the guy follows and tried to show a connection there, guilt by association, when I respect Tommy for not really sharing his personal political views, and that might not even be why he was following it. Very well maybe why he was following him was that stuff with Doug and how people were trying to cancel Doug because he likes to talk a lot, things I don't agree with. It
was several hours ago. Now, no reply. So now I get to make a video that I will ask that you share, that you put on social media, and let Kotaku know that they are headed down a dangerous financial path. And to the people that would doubt me on this, I think you only need to look up my track record. Okay, I'm not joking around when I say that I will be unleashing the half Asian super lawyer if this is not fixed. The new gaming console that became a giant car crash explained. And the sad thing about Zach is he's probably a good writer, but his own personal vendettas or ideological positioning has caused him great financial trouble. On October 22nd, 2018, the Intellivision unveiled the Amico, a family-friendly retro console. The pitch, the games will be simple and to play and cost no more than $8. The console will cost about $180, and all games being exclusive. In the initial trailer, the Amico was given a release date of October 10th, 2020.
Hey, Ambassador, if you're free, you could hop on here. I think the main thing is everyone needs to stop. And then responding to the people writing the article saying, oh, what's in their bio is another dig at being woke or being political. We all need to remove politics from everything. Well, he's doing that as a fake virtue signal, Cass. I understand why he's doing that, because sarcastically, because I wouldn't do that. But yeah, he did that to show that he will hire anyone of any ethnicity as well as a virtue signal, just like the left does. So, but he does it in a more sarcastic manner. That's why he did that. Let me see, Ambassador. Where are you, dude? Hold on a second. All right. Get back to it here.
2020. A year and three delays later, a lot has changed. Today in 2021, the console is now available simply for pre-order for $250 to $300, double the cost. The games can cost as much as $20, not $8, and they won't all be exclusives. It would be easier to excuse these changes if the end product seemed exciting enough, but the console's projected specs and television's shady investment pitches and the poor behavior of CEO Tommy Tallarico makes it hard to get excited about the Amico. Now, I don't know who Tommy Tallarico is. Maybe I've interacted with him once or twice on Twitter. I don't know the man personally.
Okay, I could go through
I don't
the article.
really care.
I could go through the article too, Ray. I could do that. I'm not afraid to. You know, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't happy about the article, but I don't think there's going to be, again, there's not going to be more convincing until it comes out. I'm not afraid to read the article. Everyone's covered already anyway, so I wish for better articles in the future. All right.
What I care about is this journalist printing slanderous lies about me. Before diving into the nitty-gritty of the console, it's also worth knowing about Tommy Tallarico, who has become the face of Amico. Tallarico purchased Tallarico purchased the rights to the original television name, brand name, and all of its classic games.
He's kind of going over the article.
Well, you
anyway,
might recognize
though,
his name from old episodes of Judgment Day or Electric Playground. Don't even know what those are. Tallarico is primarily known for the creator of concert series Video Game Live. He also composed music for numerous games. He's also quick to speak his mind, which often leads to issues. Tommy Tallarico posts on the Atari Age forums frequently. He replies to folks around a dozen times a day, sometimes more. Many of those posts are what you'd expect. But if you dig around more, you'll find some truly bizarre ones. Tommy has insulted.
Okay, so what are you saying, Tony? You saw what I sent you. It is slander against. Well, you'd have to say that Tommy knew all that. I don't think he knew all that. I didn't know all that, and I follow him, and I don't want to comment on that part yet. I appreciate you sent it to me, Tony. I want to do more research on that, but
Insulted critics, so reporters, good, and YouTubers, I don't know about that, who are critical of the Amico, even calling some of these people gaming-ists and mentally unstable.
Oh boy, they still bring that up. Thanks to you guys in the chat.
He also refers to critics as idiots, morons, and has told them to.
That's light. I mean, you may say he shouldn't do that, but oh well. Hey, Ambassador.
Hey, Max.
I'm a big fan of Miko and Tommy Tallarico, and then I thought I'd cover it. I thought I'd cover this because Quartering's already covering anyway. It's already out there. But basically, just because he followed him on Twitter, they're trying. A games journalist had to throw that in there and make it extremely personal. And this is where everyone's gone too far. Just because you follow, as long as his conduct and his words, and he keeps his politics to himself, it's really no one's business, right?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, look, we've always the one stance we've always taken is separate the art from the artist, or in this case, separate the. Oh, can someone please? I will nuke this ass hat myself.
Miko Knight.
1 second. Yeah, you're nuked. Bye. Anyway.
If you don't comment on that, then why play this video? You're letting him defend. Well, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. What you sent me is. What does that have to do with anything, Tony? That doesn't make. You don't. He's a casual
right, this
fan.
is
No,
this
but that doesn't mean anything, Tony. Though it doesn't. I didn't know that, and I follow him a lot because I don't like the stuff he does. How does he know that? That's you can't make that correlation. You can't link those two things together. My point of the video is the exact opposite. This is not should be in the criticism. I said there's I don't like that he follows him. I don't know specifically why and then today I was like, it's probably because of the dog Tallarico thing.
I don't know, Tommy.
It doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why he follows him. He's not connected to all his bullshit. Tommy's not connected
for publicity and
right video games. Yeah. He's a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't, and it's probably because of the Doug Tallarico thing. Because I remember quartering back in the day. Okay, maybe you're saying I shouldn't defend the quartering. I don't know what you're saying. I honestly don't want. I don't want you on another. I'll invite you on later in the week, Tony, and then I could come on gaming with the geeks later in the week. But I just wanted to get through this real quick. Yeah. There's nothing. They should have not gone this personal, and now it's a big thing. And there's lots of problems with the press surrounding the Miko.
Let me wrap my head around this real quick. So essentially, this Kotaku website wrote this article, or somebody from their website wrote this article, and threw a personal slander or slight or whatever the case may be towards Jeremy from the Quartering. Am I correct so far?
Yeah, I'm not defending Pounder. I don't like him.
Okay,
but he has the right to follow whoever he wants, and he doesn't know all the shenanigans that quarter Pounder gets up to. Yeah, Relic's right. Tommy follows a lot of people. If he thinks he can make a connection, he makes connections to people. So
he's a businessman. He's trying to get as much publicity and get the word out about his company and its product as he can. Now, what the guy
it's unfair for a person because reporters, especially if they're on the site like this, they want to try to be as unbiased as possible. It's very unprofessional to bring this in to the article when you're also dunking on the Amico. Yes, he does, but that does. My whole point is that doesn't matter, and that shouldn't be part of. That shouldn't be part of the conference. I don't like it. I'll be real with you. I don't like it, but he follows me too. So he follows lots of people.
Look, let me get this out, Max. Before you cut me off, please.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. But let me get this out. Tommy has the right to follow and not follow anyone he sees fit to do so.
As long as his conduct is
Max,
legit.
let me finish. Let me finish.
All right. Yeah.
I know this is your channel, but
I'm worked up about it, is all.
And I understand, but just let me get my statement out here. Tommy has the right to follow whoever he wants to follow on social media, and he is free to associate with whoever he wants to on social media. It is none of our damn business.
And it's not really
literally
to really put that in an article when you're criticizing his console is not appropriate.
It's none. Now, was it stupid for the author or the writer of that article to say what he said about Tommy associating with the Quartering?
He just follows him. That's it. He doesn't even know.
For all we know, Tommy and the Quartering may not have ever met in person. They may
not have had an online interaction.
They may not have had may have not said a single word
to
one another.
I did see that geek go away. I remember. Yeah, you did send that. But I take away from that is you know what, you want me to be really truthful, Tony? It's Tommy takes opportunities to promote his product, And when he was on
Precisely.
Review Tech USA and he saw the quartering in the chat, he recognized the name and he's like, "Oh, I could send you a console." Do you remember when he said that? Because he has a big platform, and he probably knew of him because of the Doug TenNapel situation, where they were actively trying to cancel Doug TenNapel because he does say a lot of stuff that I don't personally agree with, but he's still very talented, and that's not my place.
Now let me say this. I am too all for being against cancel culture, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, Hans, you can come on if you want to.
Thanks. Let me finish. But there are better places and better opportunities to speak out against cancel culture than this. This is utterly meaningless outside of the YouTube sphere and these few individuals. It doesn't mean jack diddly squat. There are bigger problems out there than this pissing contest between Tommy Tallarico, Jeremy for the Quartering, and the writer from Kotaku who made this inflammatory statement. And at the end of the day, who's going to give a rat's freaking ass about this? Absolutely nobody. Now, Max, I know you're trying to stick up for someone that you regard as a friend in terms of Tommy, and I can understand that. I respect that. I mean, hell's bells. I stick up for Saggy. I will stick up for anybody I regard as a friend. But in terms of, and that is a separate issue entirely, and I'm not going down that road.
The reason we're bringing
let me finish.
Okay.
No one's going to care about this outside of YouTube. You wanna speak out against cancel culture. Find something that's really going to impact people's lives. A gaming console and the person behind it, most people are not going to care. Now, I know you care about Tommy, and I respect that you want to stick up for him. I am that same way myself. I stick up for a lot of people, yourself included, and Matt Jarbo, and everybody else that I regard as a friend or an associate on YouTube. But this doesn't matter whatsoever. You want to have an impact on speaking out against cancel culture, find a better subject or topic than this. This is not going to affect anything.
Okay, I want to cover it.
And
why would I? It's already out there.
And Max, that is your prerogative to cover this. I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's your in that more that you can't. But here is the thing, Max. I understand that you want to be against cancel culture, but you need to pick your battles. This is a battle that's not going to go anywhere, and it's not going to gain anybody anything. Nothing whatsoever. Let Jeremy and Tommy hash it out between themselves.
Well, they're not. No. These two
let Jeremy do whatever. Let Jeremy spout off at the mouth. Let him act like a complete and utter jackass, saying he's going to get Bill Richmond to.
I think you're misunderstanding this situation. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm actually saying that Jeremy may be right in this situation. Actually, in this video.
Then let him be an idiot and do whatever he wants to do. Who gives a rip?
All right.
No one.
Lewis, thank you.
Aside from yourself and maybe a few others who know Tommy really, really well, and I'm sure he is I'm sure at heart he is probably a really decent person. He's wanting to put out a product that he's very passionate about, and I respect that passion. I have been spending, not to change subject, but just to put a little context here. I have been spending a solid year, writing a fan fiction for Star Wars that I have been overly passionate about and that I want to turn into a online radio drama. But do you think anybody outside of maybe a few immediate people and the people that I want to be involved are really going to care? I would hope so. Yes. Just as Tommy hopes that people are going to be invested in his product. It's not really my thing. I like retro gaming and so on, but I'm not terribly interested in the Amico. I'd rather spend my money on a PS5, but that's just
Okay.
me.
All
So,
right. I think we're on a little bit different pages here. I'm actually doing a reaction where I'm not even criticizing the quartering in this video. I'm actually saying if someone goes that far as to label it, but then Tony sent me some other stuff. So I'm just trying here to say that this is going too personal and everyone needs to stop, both sides, because I've also seen people that criticize the person that writes the article and they're like, oh, he has pronouns in his Twitter bio. I'm like, stop with that nonsense, because that's all, again, putting politics in it when it's getting personal. It's getting personal.
It is a personal matter between two individuals that are completely outside of our sphere.
Okay. Well, Relic Gamer says you can also find someone and find out later that you don't like and say. Also, you can follow someone and later find out you don't like what they say later down the road. Right. I'm not making excuses. I said I mean, I don't like it, but I'm sure he follows lots of people.
I follow lots of people on social media.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
I follow you, you knucklehead. But
right.
You know what? Here's the thing. Now, if the writer at Kotaku really said something that was this bad, then he should just pull the trigger, get a hold of whatever lawyer he wants to get a hold of, and file a suit.
Well, I say keep that private. Keep that private. Do your thing privately.
You know what? And that's the thing. If he really wants to go after Kotaku, or the writer at least, either way, then he should have kept his big mouth shut, because now they're going to know it's coming.
Right. And then Relic says, talk about someone said over a year ago and following someone, and then the drama from that particular person they're following has changed over time. Then you go, gotcha. I'm not sure if I understand that. But they brought up stuff in this article that happened a long time ago, too. It's just stupid stuff. He ain't suing anyone. Yeah.
And you know what, Dart Scipio, I've butted heads with you a few times since you've been in the chat, but you know what? This is the one time I will agree with you. At the end of the day, who gives a rat's ass about anything, including the Fandom Menace YouTube or anything?
Well, this is more about my wanting getting the personal out of the go for the actual actions, the critique. And this is and people say I don't criticize the left that much, but with the gaming media, they're pretty left leaning, and they go for this consistently, and it doesn't go for authenticity in journalism when you go this personal.
You shouldn't go this personal in an article like this. If you're covering just the issue between these two or whatever,
they insinuated by linking that in the article, they insinuated certain things, right? Without actually saying it. Yeah.
And I do want to address Robo Blue's comment. If you're making a radio drama, would you consider recreating some old radio dramas that have been lost? The Shadow has a bunch of episodes where the script is available, but the audio is gone. Robo Blue, that's not really something I really do. What I'm doing, I don't want to completely derail this.
Just so you know, Ambassador, I just got out of work and I really wanted to even take a nap, but this got me worked up and I wanted to talk about it. And I know Rhea wants to talk about Amico.
And you know what?
And we care about Tommy. And
I respect that passion.
When criticism goes past critique, it goes personal and maybe damaging reputation.
That is a line too far. I agree.
Especially when he's trying to get this console actually finished and out to market. This does have ramifications. They need to be very careful. And I don't think he should say it publicly, but if he has legal recourse in his legal department,
the thing is, if Kotaku gets wind of this video or this streamer, however way quartering did this, they're gonna know he's coming now, and they're gonna be ready for it.
Kotaku wrote the article and linked linked Tommy to quartering when all he did follows him on Twitter.
Yeah, and you know what? And that doesn't necessarily mean anything whatsoever.
Right. Especially because he's part of he has a big social media platform.
But I just want to say one more thing to Robo Blue. The thing I'm doing is I was very dissatisfied with with how the sequel trilogy went. So what I'm writing is a alternate version. This is actually part 3 of what's going to be a 3-part trilogy. I'm just working backwards, kind of like what George Lucas did with the original trilogy and the prequels.
And Mike Garcia,
So-
that's fine if they are. See, here's the thing too. When I criticize people, that's fine if they're political activists. But when you conflate it with your normal, oh God, sorry. When you mix it with your normal job and go across the line and make it personal just because someone's on the other political team, that's where I have an issue as well. And I thought it would be an interesting topic because I am criticizing Kotaku.
And you know
don't
what?
Don't go personal. Don't use this type of cancel culture.
And here's the thing. Now that I have a little more context, I will say this. I will say this. I think Kotaku did go over the line, or the writer at Kotaku did go over the line. I would agree with that.
And the Nico trolls, the reason they got a hold of this, Ambassador, is because the people that follow this dude, and it's very upsetting the amount of things they follow and try to contact his employees and all this other weird stuff that I'm not even going to mention because it's not my place. They are the ones retweeting that he follows the quartering, and that is how the guy. No, but that's participating in cancel culture, and that's how this writer found out about it. And that's why it skewed his article more negative than it would have been.
Yeah, and I get that whole aspect. I know you and I, Max, are fairly close in age. I think you might be same age as me, or maybe older. But there was a time, and I think there was even a time when online journalism wasn't quite this skewed or quite this inflammatory.
Yeah.
And I think what Kotaku has done here is actually very tone deaf. I mean, if I understand correctly, Kotaku is primarily a technology and gaming website. Am I correct?
Yes.
Is that what they cover mostly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's the thing. If they wanted to report on the Amico, cool, do so. If you want to report on the guy,
it's a car crash, which they did.
If they want to comment on
I don't have
Tommy,
a problem with that.
if they want to comment on Tommy and how he's running the company, fine. But them throwing that line in there about the link between Tommy and the quartering and insinuating whatever they were insinuating is just over the bound. That is not quote unquote honest journalism.
Yeah, I know.
It's just being inflammatory for inflammatory's sake.
Well, I don't want to make false accusations here, Tony, but it could have potentially even been you. Because you've been telling me that he likes the quartering, and I already knew that.
You know what? Who cares?
No, but that's not cool to throw that out there and to throw that, to throw that connection to put more shade on him. I'm not saying it was, Tony, but it could have been. It could have been, because I also have some stuff here that I was, this is Frank Sapoldi that had an issue with Tommy before, and here's Tony saying check your DMs.
Well, look, here's
I mean, if you're spreading that out, that's uncool, man. That's not organic. When you I guess you're a source. I guess that could be the spin. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But you know what people are going to do that are extremely left wing and mix their politics in with their job and jump the shark. You know what they're going to do.
And here's the other thing. Again, it comes down to a simple principle.
No. Oh, go ahead, Ambassador. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It comes down to a simple matter. Who cares who Tommy or Jeremy from the quartering associate with? If they associate with each other, fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to bring you on here too because I know you're more conservative and cancel culture. People say it's not real. It is real too. And I think I try not to engage it. I only try to criticize the words and actions, and I don't want to ever contact things personally and go too personal. And I think they jumped the shark here. And I think these people.
Yes.
So even Tony said it's in a video. Okay, it's fine to share it. If I'm not saying it was you, Tony, but if you send that to certain individuals, they're going to flip out like this Kotaku writer did. And I personally believe that someone sent him this because I saw people tweeting it out and stuff. And it's not cool because now look where we're
it's
at.
Not. Yeah, it's not.
This could cause issues with the Amico release even more than the normal issues outside. I didn't say you were irrelevant, Tony. I didn't say you. I said irrelevant Amico trolls are everywhere. I didn't say you were. I say I don't. All right. Whatever.
And I want to say this to Daniel Villarreal. Daniel, Max is a grown ass man. He can cover wherever he sees fit to cover on his channel, and I will support him for that, whether it's something that I particularly am engaged in or not. He sent me a link. I was interacting in the chat. I was happy to be there. Max was kindly enough to send me a link, and I'm here. So Max can cover wherever he wants on his channel, just like I cover wherever I want on mine, and just like everybody else on YouTube covers wherever the hell they want. I'm not trying to censor Max nor curtail his enthusiasm for backing up his friend Tom.
But you also have to share the context, Tony, of the video. The video's like, I'll send you an Amico. That's why he was all excited that the quartering was in the chat. I like that guy. He sounded pretty vague in general, like he didn't know specifics about the dude. He's like, oh, I should send you an Amico. That's the context. You wanted me to cover it because he says, I'm a fan of his. But the context is he wanted to send him a product because he wants the word out there about the Amico. This is all very upsetting and disappointing on all accords. No, I know that, Will. I'm not even highlighting. I know it doesn't. No, I'm saying this is across the line. And I thought Rhea might like this too. And we always want, if I can, I go to bat for Tommy. And I don't like what's happening here. And it could cause issues. And I don't like it. And that's not cool.
Well, and here's the other matter. At the end of the day, the Amico's going to come out one way or another. And people are going to either enjoy it or they're going to critique it, and they're either going to say they like it or they don't like it. I mean, obviously there is there is already and there is going to be a growing fan base, and there's going to be support for the Amico. And you know what I say? Awesome. Tommy Tallarico is a microcosm of the quote unquote American dream. He had an idea. He had an idea for a product that he was passionate about. He wanted to bring that product to the public. He got the capital together to do it. He's out there publicizing it, and he is doing his thing. He is a capitalist. He's an entrepreneur, and he's doing something he's passionate about. And you know what? I respect that about him.
Yeah.
To say
I want to cover Tony's comment here. Tommy did not. He had a bad moment on Twitter. Tony. He was here, Brian. I thought you could add to this. Basically,
blue blazes is going on around here.
Our good pal Brian. Well, you know how much I'm a fan of Tommy Tallarico, and well, someone sent info to a very left-leaning gaming art outlet, and then of course they said they made implications because he follows the Quarter Pounder. They made that kind of connection. And I honestly would love to get your opinion on this because it's the Guild by Association.
You mean that eye-rolling issue
I'm
with
actually
this kind of stuff? Oh my God.
I'm actually trying to be consistent and criticize the left when they go too far. This type of commentary in the article has no place in when you're criticizing a console.
Absolutely, because honestly, it's
Please,
about
give us your
it's about
wisdom, Brian.
well, first off, it's about the console and not the politics, but it seems to be everything but the console when we're talking about the Amico. It's all about how Tommy's some scammer, Tommy's this, Tommy's that, Tommy's this, Tommy's that. It's like, bro, you gonna buy it?
Well, this is where
Shut up.
I mean, I want to try to go after both sides. Brian.
Well, see, my thing is
this is unfair. This is unfair.
If you're gonna preach to cancel culture in any way, shape, or form, the thing is that
well, you also have to examine his words. He doesn't push.
Well, okay, first off,
he keeps his politics private.
Tony, I see you down there, brother. Do you go way too hard at this shit for? I
don't want to.
I'm sorry, bro. Like for like a normal person, you take this shit with the Amico way too fucking seriously, dude. And if anybody wants to watch The Quartering, they could take their time and watch it at their leisure.
As long
we're adults here, brother.
Right. What would I gain from showing that? I told you what I could show it if I needed to. I don't particularly want to because I'm trying to lower the temperature of all this. If The Quartering's covering it, it's out there. The news is out there.
Exactly.
And honestly, like I said, but the thing about cancel culture. And this is my issue with it is that people aren't consistent about it. Okay, they'll be all pro cancel culture when it works in their favor.
Well, this makes me feel like it could be potentially you, Tony, that was sending this out to people. Oh, look, he says he likes The Quartering because you sent it to me.
I don't care who Tommy likes.
I mean, but this is where I don't like The Quartering. Brian doesn't like The Quartering. But I don't think
people don't like The Quartering except for people that follow The Quartering.
I don't think Tommy really knows everything he's up to. And honestly, he's like, "Can I tell you?"
He's busy being a businessman.
In the context of when he said, "Oh, I like The Quartering," is I want to show you my console. That's what he was talking about.
It's kind of like
so it's irrelevant.
Zack Snyder showing up for a charity stream,
right?
You know what I mean? It's the same thing, dude. Are you gonna like sit there? Well, no, and that's the thing. And like I said, I like you, Tony, but you take this stuff with the Amico way too seriously, bro.
Right.
Like every time Tony, every time Max does anything about the Amico, he's always up in here being like, "You're not asking the tough questions." It's like over a kid's system. Like, how dare you not ask the tough questions? You must know. He's like,
Tommy's got enough issues bringing this to the market without dealing with this bullshit, and he is trying to get new investors. Yeah. Which you would do if you want to try to. That's not something to criticize. When you want to make a product, you want to make sure you keep your employees employed, and you want investors. That's a crazy concept too. The people are against that. But here's Tony saying, "Check your DMs." It's very possible you're the culprit, Tony. I'm not saying it without the proof. But this is the other guy that did a bad article about the Amico, and you really want me to cover it in this video, Tony, so that's making me think a certain way. I don't think it's relevant. If he says, if he says I like The Quartering, and then in the next sentence he says I'd like to send you an Amico. What is he trying to do? He's trying to get press for the Amico. It's not. There's no correlation that says he's interested.
It's all about press.
Right.
It's all about freaking press. That's what the long and short of this is. Tommy's trying to get the word out about this console.
Right.
That's
any way he can. Anyone
yes,
that
exactly.
He wants to talk to people that have 100 subs. Of course he's going to want to talk to The Quartering.
He talked to Saggy. He talks to you blockhead. Right. I say that jokingly. Don't
just because somebody appears on their show does not mean they co-sign for every idea that they have.
Exactly.
And it's the same thing to Senior Nerd here, who was going off about Chris Gore. If you watch that show, I was actually the one that was kind of pushing back on everybody in that conversation. Yes. Can the criticism get a little bit too heavy? Of course. But I mean, at the same time, can they be over the top with their political ideology as well, shoving it into movies and television?
I'm not even highlighting that hating is e-begging. I'm not blocking you.
I see it. Don't even bother.
If you followed my content, you would know for sure that I do not defend them. No. I
see,
never,
that's just
I
being
never,
hyperbolic. How do you know that? What
Yeah,
have they done? What have they
I
actually
never-
done
I
in the
said
world?
the Quartering is a horrible person, and I think he makes his content hateful, where people that are actually that would like it. But I never said he specifically was. That's the difference. I don't want to bring him on every time. This is why people stop covering. You know what? Make your own video. I don't care. I will talk to Tony in the future. Yes, I agree. But someone that's trying to get the word out for their product doesn't know everything that's going on. You cannot make those correlations and try to cancel the dude. Yeah.
All right. I'll give you all a practical example here that might be a little more easy to draw.
I'm not defending the Quartering, but if they actually said that, he does have a right to say that's liable. But
it's because I'm not trying to get shouted over, bro. That's why.
Let's put this in the context of me. I'm going to eventually. I'm hoping to have it done before the end of the month. I'm on the last part of my fan fiction. I finished my fan fiction.
What is it?
I'd rather not. It is what it is, man.
Yeah. No, Brian doesn't want to.
No, I just think, like I said, all it is
either.
all he does is shout people down, and
anyway,
it doesn't have a good conversation. So
let's
put
by all means. Let's put this. Let me put out this hypothetical. I finish my fan fiction. I start reaching out to every Star Wars and geek pop culture channel that I can. I reach out to somebody that I don't know is a member of the fandom is, and they turn out to be complete and total assholes. Does that make me instantaneously a bad person because I don't know what they say and what they do on social media?
Right.
Well, I mean, there's people that will
because
say that ignorance is not an excuse either. So it's like sometimes at some point you do have to kind of do a little bit of your own research.
Okay, I'll take
before you wade into such waters is all I'm saying. I mean,
exactly.
To not expect blowback at that point, it's kind of
But here's the thing. Tommy wants to get the word out about this thing, and he's going to use every resource that he possibly can to do it.
And then Tony did send me other stuff about the Quartering, which I'm not going to cover in this video, because even if that stuff's true, that still has no bearing on if Tommy followed him. Well, he doesn't know this shit. He doesn't know that shit. I didn't know that shit.
I mean, why do we always constantly have to bring up the negative stuff about a console? Do we want it to fail so badly so we could do like a victory lap? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what the end game is here, because it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Brian, the fact is, Brian, there is no end game for these people. There never has been an end game. They have no end goal in sight. This is a perpetual cycle of just being either authentically pissy or fake pissy to get clicks and views. We all know this. We know this game. We know it inside out, upside down. And the fact is, they are not going to change. And why is that? Because unfortunately, drama brings views. We know this also. It is just a simple fact of the internet. It's a simple fact of life. Why do you think people watch soap operas? Because it's all drama. Mm-hmm. We are inherently, it's part of our nature, and you can't necessarily change human nature. You can inform people, you can speak to people, you can try to reason with people, but the fact is, it's hardwired into us as human beings. We are attracted to drama, and this is all this is. This is what the Fandom Menace was built on in the first damn place, is nothing but drama about Star Wars and everything connected to it, and anything else that they deem as beneath their subpar standards for what they deem as quality entertainment. The fact is, it's not going to change. It simply isn't. Now, am I saying that we should just give up? No, of course we should not give up. We should speak out against cancel culture and those that want to propagate it. But at the end of the day, Tommy's going to eventually finish this, get this thing out. he's eventually going to get the Amico out, and it's
Yeah.
either going to succeed to one degree or another, or it's going to crash and burn.
Okay.
Then that is the long and short of this. Anything
Well,
else?
Protoss
aside
is
from-
really following the subject here.
Yes,
Hey, Protoss.
that is correct.
Hey, Protoss.
I
September
can
30th?
I can see that actually. I can see the hypocrisy because some of you guys were going so hard after Chris Gore every time he said something that was even like remotely right of center, and you guys were jumping all over it. So I could totally see what he's saying, where it's like there's kind of a double standard.
Stream still.
And that see, Kylie's got to bark when I have facts and evidence and a point to make. Damn it! But no, like
I was criticizing Chris Gore's words. You don't see Tommy pushing his politics. He's pushing.
no, but there were people there that were criticizing the fact that he was even on that stream, and that's the thing.
Was I?
No, but I'm just saying, like,
No, we're not saying
that-
you.
that-
I
Well,
was
no,
curious. I was
No,
curious.
but I'm just saying, like, there were people in the chat, there were people on the stream that were like, "Hey, well, just because he's on there means he's bad." It's like, no, that doesn't.
No, it
No, we have to
doesn't
be
mean jack
nuanced
shit.
with this stuff.
But
We have
and
to be-
that's kind of where I'm like, when I see that, I have to step in, and that's where like the hypocrisy was getting at me, because it was like, no, well, you can't sit there and say, well, this is bad, and on the same thing go like, oh, okay, well, you know, I can work with so and so and talk about this instead. But it's because I like Tommy, and I don't want to see him get canceled, but I don't like Gina Carano, and to hell with her. You know what I mean?
No, I like Gina Carano.
I'm just saying, like, that can be the hypocrisy that people see, and
Exactly.
it's like, I don't want to project that, and I don't think anybody with a right mind should.
Well, just
So-
like the Simu Liu thing. If you really defended Gina Carano, you shouldn't be laughing at Simu Liu. It's just because he wants to be better now. He does want to be better. He made some mistakes in the past. This is not a good thing for games journals to do. And this is the one thing I agree with Jeremy from the Quartering, even though I really don't like him, that the games journalists they jumped the shark on this stuff.
Yes, they did.
Trying to casually link them, saying it without saying it, and cause him more issues when he's trying to get this console out. And we wish I don't want to cause more problems just by covering it either, but I wanted to cover it's already out there. I wanted to give my 2 cents on it, and I wanted to get other people in on it. And Rhea, I'm sure, loves this coverage. She says,
Yes.
if there's something I can talk about the Miko, I'm going to talk about it, even if it's
Well, and
controversial.
you know what? And I just want to say this to a couple people in the chat, and this is not me attacking. Anybody that is a fan of Brie Larson, September 30th, come on over to the Ambassador Wing. I'm going to be doing a Brie Larson appreciation stream, and yes, that is with the blessing of Madam Ambassador. And we're going to talk about her movies. We're going to talk about her television appearances, and we're just going to show some love to a woman who's gotten way too much hate on the internet, and who is just a ball of sunshine. And
you're just giving Tommy props here. He is not boring dude. He is not a boring dude, and he's living his life the way he wants to, and he keeps his politics private. And I think we should respect his politics being private. As long as someone keeps private and doesn't try to push him where it shouldn't be, I'm cool with you. You know, right? As long as you don't try to make it part of the conversation consistently.
Play it close to the vest, man.
I think that's what we all used to be like that. We need to get back to that. I've jumped the shark a few times myself.
There is a very interesting, I think, pertinent interview that was done by Dolly Parton way back when, and the reporter or the interviewer kept getting her to try and talk about her politically, and she's like, honey, I'm not here to talk about my political things. I'm here to talk about my music and the stuff I'm doing. And the reporter kept trying to circle back around. She's like, honey, I am not going to talk about this. If you keep it up, I'm just going to get up and leave. That's how old Hollywood and how old entertainment used to conduct themselves. They talked about what was pertinent, and they left their political opinions on the sidelines. I think a lot of actors and actresses and directors and everything else across the board would do well to take a page from a classy and real lady in terms of Dolly Parton and follow
Dolly
that
Parton.
same train of thought.
Well, we're gonna end it here soon. I mean, she's a lovely lady, Gina Carano. I just wish she would, not worry about social media and just act. And then we could have her as Cara Dune. That's all.
I've got a Cara Dune black.
Are you telling actors to shut up and act, Max?
No, I am. Well, I'm not so much telling them. I'm suggesting.
I'm so kidding.
Suggesting that I'm just. I'm suggesting, and Robo Blue. I
want people to be able to say things, but if it's causing problems, it's not good for the property. It's not good for their career. Yeah, they should be quiet.
If it's detrimental to business, one should keep their mouth shut. But
I
don't know. Honestly, though, like if you stand for it's like the ones that are telling Ray Fisher to shut up. If you stand for something, stand for something. To the detriment of your career.
And thanks, Lewis, for the support for the show. I appreciate it.
Lewis, thank you very
Max
much.
Ambassador Live, cool. Yeah.
And I want to say to Robo Blue, you know what? I said it earlier in the stream. Separate the art from the artist. If you love what she does in terms of her acting ability, love the art and forget the rest. It's easy.
Goldman, I don't know about that.
That is a steaming pile of bullshit.
Oh,
and
Brian,
I will say
agree?
that to your face, Goldman.
Dude, I don't have these weird hate of
the floor with
this blind irrational hate of the Last Jedi that certain members on this panel might have. Ambassador, yeah, no, I don't hate that movie with a fiery passion. Still,
come at me, Brian.
I am. Why do you hate a movie that's 5 years old, man?
I don't hate the movie, but I think I know Cara Dune could whip the ever-loving piss out of Rose Tico.
I don't think so. Rose Tico's smart.
And I know Gina Carano could definitely whip the ever-loving crap
that wasn't the argument.
That's not the argument.
Like
Rose Tico was smart. She developed the cloaking technology that made it to where they could have actually gotten saved. Had the plan not been discovered.
Thank you so much.
Rose Tico is amazing, and you're welcome.
You're getting my stream demonetized.
Calm down. See,
we're talking about
what was I saying? An extreme irrational hatred of a movie. Thank you for proving my point.
I'm not hating a movie. I'm simply stating facts. Cara Dune would whip Rose Tico in 10 seconds.
See, my mind went to which lady would I like to take out to dinner?
Yeah,
I'm like, Rose is a better. Who cares about fighting? I don't know if she's a better character than Cara Dune.
No, Cara Dune, it was a lot better written. Just saying.
I don't even know why this is. Why I'm trying to end the stream and another Star Wars battle came out. Can I have them both?
Goldman, you are devoid of facts and logic.
Well, the one thing I will say, Kelly Marie Tran can actually act.
When she's given good good material, and Ryan Johnson gave her shit.
You know what, Goldman, you better hop on here. If you're gonna bring that, you're gonna make this headache for me. You come in and defend her.
Robo Blue, the holiday special was objectively better than The Last Jedi. Robo Blue, I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And even I will admit the holiday special, oh my freaking gosh, it was just awful.
Oh, he wants the link. Okay. When did this become a Star Wars battle? Oh my god.
Bring it,
I
Junior.
was not expecting. I was trying to end the stream.
Come on.
I would end a stream, man.
Is it worth it? 5 minute timer. 5 minute timer. Now you can't talk over each other. You got to give each other time.
Okay.
All right.
I'll agree to it as long as he does.
You gotta leave. All right.
I don't have my headphones on.
All right. Me and Brian are the moderators. We don't want chaos here. We don't want yelling. Right. Who goes first? Who does the towing cost?
Let Junior go first.
Junior. Right. Oh,
Goldman. Arguments on Rose Tico. Go.
I think
not fast enough, Ambassador. Go.
Wow,
we're watching Hardball. Mad Max.
Put up or shut up, Junior.
Come on. I want to help Goldman. You love. What's the line? The line you love.
No, this is between me and Goldman. You two stay out of it.
You don't.
Nope.
Win by. hating what you hate, you love. I
Who
forget
said I hate?
that line.
Come on, put up
That's
or shut up.
that's
Junior.
a beautiful line.
Let's go.
The kiss with Finn.
No, I do not think Rose is a good character.
Well, what the hell is this then?
Oh, what the heck, man? I had your back and everything.
I was
Come on.
trolling. I don't think she's an awful character.
I never said she was awful. I just think she was poorly written.
Still better than Cara Dune. That's all I gotta say.
Your mama.
My mom is a saint.
My mom was a bigger
What
saint.
about the Amico? What about the Amico?
I don't know what an Amico
We don't
is.
care about the Amico.
God
The
damn it.
Amico
Friend in
sucks.
Italian.
We can take. I will take the Amico and shove it up Doomcock's ass sideways. He'll probably enjoy it.
You've got a lot of fans that are very.
I can debate anything on The Last Jedi that doesn't have to do with Finn and Rose's arc.
Oh man, are you saying that there's no defense of Finn and Rose?
Well, I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but I don't think it's that.
No, I'm not
great
saying it's the
either.
worst thing ever. I'm just saying
Now,
they executed.
What she said can be cringe, but that phrase that she said
Cringe?
No, that line
is
that
really
line-
good.
That line that Rose said, it is a poorly timed, but is a very good quote.
Yes,
it's very powerful
now
because
that I will
it
agree.
takes
That-
it's a shot directly over the bow of the haters of that movie.
It
If
is
you think about
it is a great quote that is used in a poor context.
It is a. It is a. I will admit there are, and that is a good quote from that movie, but that is about the long and short of the goodness that comes out of that movie. Hey, Goldman. You know I respect you as a fellow fan. I consider you a friend, and we haven't talked in a very long time. And I want to take this opportunity right here and now, and I want to formally extend an invitation to be a part of my Star Wars fan fiction radio drama, because I would love to have you be a part of this.
Interesting.
What?
Well, as a voice actor.
Now let me give you some context. It is based in.
my God.
Shut up, Max.
I've been trying to talk about the Amico. He's been talking about fan fiction for an hour. You know how I am.
That's a blatant lie. Now shut your zip.
It's not
Shut
a
your
blatant
face.
lie. It's not.
It is a lie. Now shut up and let me talk to Goldman. It is actually based in the sequel trilogy time frame.
Wow. Shocked.
It does
Oh,
have
wow.
it does have several of the characters, not all of the characters. Rose is not in my story. Ray is in my story. Finn and Ben are also in my story, but I also created some of my own characters. So I'm on the home stretch of finishing this thing, and once it's done, if you would be interested, I'd love to have you as a part of it. And if you would be ever so willing to give me an opportunity to promote it on your channel, I would love that opportunity. And it would be at your leisure.
I'm interested. I do not want to commit to anything because I'm relatively busy, but I appreciate.
No, I know everybody's busy. I get that. So,
all right,
Max, send Rhea a link.
Rhea?
No, she says
she was just talking about.
Although
how Max
Rhea, I do want you on an Amico stream. I got a bone to pick with Rhea. She is obsessed.
Now
with
you
Amico
leave
Pop.
Rhea alone.
No, she is. I love Rhea, but she is obsessed with Amico.
You know what I'm
Pop.
gonna do? I'm actually tonight. I'm gonna debate Star Wars Only and Longa about The Last Jedi.
Oh, really?
It'll be our first debate.
You actually tuned in for that one, depending on what time it is.
I feel bad for
what
them.
time does that start?
They're not ready. I think 10 Eastern.
Oh wow! Everyone check that out.
I'll already be in bed. I gotta be up at 3 a.m. for work.
I'd
check
like
out
to
the
see
replay.
that, 'cause you're going it alone.
Well, Talpa memes might help me out, but he's more of a Rise of Skywalker guy, and that's not a movie I can defend.
I'll come in and help you out,
Dude, I like the
Goldman.
sequel trilogy. I actually sit there, like, man, I swear.
Goldman, no one can defend the Rise of Skywalker. It's undefendable.
Still better than 2/3 of the prequels, bud.
Yes,
I would agree with that.
Rhea, if you get on a stream about the Miko, I'll have Tony too. Okay?
Prequel hater.
Yes, I will. I gotta see.
Yes,
I'll
am.
be real. No shade on Rhea, but I watched some. I too have an Amico obsession, where I watch people that are overly critical of it too, and I see Rhea pop up every once in a while. I'm like, Rhea's
So I got the perfect argument for you, Goldman. How could you say The Last Jedi sucks when Attack of the Clones exists?
All film is subjective, but
okay, Campy.
Yes. Thank you,
Campy.
Gold Man. That is absolutely
that
true.
Here's Star Wars only.
That is a debate I will passionately do. That film is subjective. That's fact. It is objective. That film is subjective.
Here's the Star Wars only link, so you can go check out Goldman on Tatooine. And hopefully we could get them with the fandom awards. I told you about that December 4th.
You did, but I still don't know exactly what it is.
No one does. All right, bye everyone. Bye everyone. Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. This stream went weird. I was gonna only do 30 minutes. Again, I always say that. I hate when YouTubers say that.
I never said a time frame.
Tony, okay,
Something we could agree on.
Rhea said she wants to have an Amico stream, but you have to be on it. So there we go.
Max, is it bad?
Me too, Kira.
I have absolutely no clue what an Amico is.
Don't feel bad. None of us do.
It's a video game console. The Tommy Tallarico. Oh, Obi-Wan's here. Bye. Thanks.
We're going on for another hour to debate Star Wars.
Oh, we're Star Trek on. That would be a good. You should make another channel, Brian. Star Trek only. Compete with Star Wars only.
I honestly probably get more traction than the Master of None. I'll tell you right. It's more specific. It's more specific as to where Master of None is kind of all over the place.
That could be your hour on the Fandom Award. Star Trek only.
But hey, guys, I want to say thank you. I did hit 200 subscribers.
All right,
y'all rock. Y'all rock.
Sub to Goldman as well.
Yes.
Forget about Ambassador because he keeps trying to hijack my stream with his fan fiction.
Boy, he's trying to keep his streams going by talking about more interesting topics.
Oh.
Ow!
Dang.
Goldman with the burn.